Well, in terms of like actually having alcohol touch my lips, I mean, you know, I grew up in a European household. We're Czech, so that wasn't a big taboo or anything. Not that I would ever get like drunk or anything, but I mean, you know, on special occasions like Christmas and stuff, you know, even at the age of 10, you would have a glass of wine or something like that. So, but the first time, I remember, the first time I actually just started drinking, I was about 15. It was New Year's 2000, so it was 1999 going into 2000. And I believe at that time we must have had like a 2-liter bottle of something, the equivalent of like you know, like a cider, like a cheap cider or something like that. And I think we split it between like 6 people. So even then I thought that was the first time I got drunk, but it was not even, I might have gotten slightly tipsy. And you know, but we were like, wow, oh my God, we're so drunk, we're having a good time. Everyone's relationship with substances, whether it be alcohol or other kind of drugs, is different. And I believe that we need to talk about this stuff. My name is Martin Rehack. I live here in Yellowknife. I've been here about 6 years. Grew up in Ontario. More recently, I've been starting to get like gigs doing like some stage performances. I like to do stand-up comedy sometimes, videography. I like to do like a lot of art with video and yeah, and things like that. And sometimes I work on the Snowcastle as well. That's a seasonal job. So when I was in college, that's when it became more normalized that like, yeah, sure, it's a Wednesday. It doesn't matter that it's a Wednesday night and we have class tomorrow. You know, we're not doing anything else. Let's, you know, a couple of friends, let's drink some beers, you know, see how that goes, and things like that, and just trying to just really living the I'm gonna call it the alcoholic lifestyle and incorporating that into my life. Where like, yeah, like being hungover at school or work, you know, maybe like being a little bit late or like sometimes neglecting certain things, but it was always in a sort of like a party mindset. It didn't matter if I had something to do the next day, I could always sort of figure it out and I could do it. And I think a big part of that was because I didn't want to miss out on anything that was going on. But now that I'm a little bit older, like that whole like worried about missing out, like I know that there's always going to be some other, you can't make it all. You can't go to every party, to every event. So you're going to miss some. So you sort of just accept it. So I'm not as motivated to go to each one of these things and then always drink. So I think just some of the things I've learned is that there will be another party, there will be another event. You're not missing out on anything. And in fact, yeah, just like trying to make it through my day hungover, there's better ways to do it. You could be smarter about it. You could still go out and have fun, but without having all that negative, all that like suffering, whether it be like physical from a hangover or suffering because you didn't make it to your job or you didn't keep a commitment that you said you were going to keep. Right now I've been 2 months strong on not having a drink. You know, ever since my 20s, every once in a while, that's when I would say, you know what, I think I've been drinking too much. I should take a 2-week break, or I cut it out, or maybe a month-long break or something like that. So setting a limit in that way, where I interrupt my my consistent drinking habit. I always interrupt it and make sure that there's a stop, so that I know that I can also live normally and go about without having it, and I know that I don't need it. Sometimes it's also because it starts to get in the way where like financially, like I'm spending a lot of money, and it's not just the drinks you're buying, right? Because it's also like the going out. So maybe you're buying drinks, not just for yourself, but for others, just because you're jovial and feeling good, or like, and then it's taxis, and then you're a little bit, then you're like, let's go get some McDonald's, right? So you're eating junk food, and then that's extra money, or like, you know, you're just kind of like, you're more indiscriminate with your spending and things like that when you're drinking more. And then there's the next day where you're hungover, so then maybe you're late. So instead of like having this nice walk to work, you're like, I'm gonna jump in a cab, and then I didn't have time to make lunch, so I'm gonna eat a sandwich from here. So all these things, yeah, they sort of add up. So there's like health reasons, financial reasons, and also just being like organized in your life, and not putting yourself in situations that lead to stress because you're behind on something or you miss something or stuff like that. So those are maybe some of the motivations for wanting to do it. But yeah, but some of the things that I've noticed that have happened now that it's been like 2 months without drinking is, yeah, definitely a lot easier to sleep, like better sleeping patterns, able to like focus a little better, Definitely a healthier lifestyle. And that's the other thing, is also like I'm more motivated to do things. Like I like to go cross-country skiing, and you know, I do it more like sort of like because it's a nice leisure activity, but I do it for the health benefits of like getting a nice workout, a little exercise. One of my hang-ups on wanting to take breaks is then when you go to one of these social events, you go to a party with friends, and somebody asks you like, oh, how come you're not drinking? Then you feel the pressure of having to like explain it. So what I have noticed is that people are talking about it more and actively taking breaks. And it's not that much out of the norm for someone to be like, oh yeah, I'm just not drinking this week or this month, or hey, I'm taking a break from booze. So I find that's really helpful. And if they can casually take a break from drinking and it doesn't have to turn into an awkward thing, then why couldn't it work for me too?